Happy Wednesday, everyone. Happy birthday, DJ and Ryan. Two very special individuals in our world. I hope you have a great day and a great rest of your week to add to it. But let's talk about today's work set and let's make that day extra special. We have a dynamic triangle of 3 to 5 aside, elevated split squat for 5 aside, which is going to be a fun time. So we're going to chat about that. Good morning for 3 to 5, goblet squat of 3 to 5 as well. 2 rounds of that to really fire up those legs and make sure everything feels really good. The next piece, we're going to get more specific to our work set. Single arm deadlift, conventional style for 3, working on that nice square torso and not rotating. So really good chance to practice skills there. Dumbbell deadlift for 3, practicing our movement that we'll use in our workout. From there, we'll move into a standing lunge for 3 aside, butt kicks for 20 to 30 seconds. We're going to hit that for 2 to 3 rounds. Substituting in some actual lunges or the lunge option we're going to choose here, and perhaps our run or cardio option here as we start to progress into our closer and closer to the work set. Our workout today is kind of a combo piece. We're looking at 6 rounds. 6 rounds of work. We're going to tackle 22 unloaded lunges. So you're going to go relatively quickly through those pieces, forward or back. Then you're going to move into 11 dumbbell deadlifts, and these can be a little on the heavier side. So if you have multiple choices of loading, you can choose different loads here to see how it feels. You'll tackle those 6 rounds of that nice couplet. Then you are going to finish with 1 1,600-meter run or 1,200-meter run or cardio piece of choice. So we're going to have a little finisher right at the end, which is going to feel probably a little bandy leg-like after doing all that lunging and deadlifting. So let's have some fun with this. Let's get you warmed up. Let's get ready to rock and roll. All right, you guys, let's get those feet under the body. We'll take the arms big and tall. We'll just stretch them out after all those burpees and curls and stuff that we did the other day. We'll come back up. We're going to take it all the way down to the floor, touching those toes. We're going to walk up those shins, lowering the body down, freeing the foot. Step back into our lizard. We're going to take that inside hand to the sky and bring it back down to the foot. We're going to turn the torso to the hand, come back to center, then we'll lower the knee, press the hip, come back to center, press the hip to center, and press the hip back to the center. We're going to straighten out the back leg, turn the torso, come back to center, take that inside hand all the way up to the sky, and bring it back to the floor. We're going to step back into our down dog, setting those shoulders, kind of find that nice upper back position, and come back into our plank, into that nice plank position, stepping our foot up. Inside hand is going to reach way up to the sky. We'll come back down, planting that hand. We'll turn the torso. We'll come back through, lowering the knee. We'll press the hip, come back to center, press the hip to center, and press the hip and back to center, straightening out the back leg, turning the torso to the outside hand. We'll come back through, taking that front hand on the foot all the way up, planting it back on the floor. We're going to step back into that down dog as we reach those hips. Just going to wake those shoulders up, come back into the plank as we press the floor away and tiptoe those feet all the way in. And roll ourselves up, big stretch, little reach, and then come back down. Whew. And get ourselves ready for action. Now, if you have any extra movement you would like to take down for yourself to get you ready for this, please do so. Take it down, pause the video, come back to me. We're going to work on our first phase of warm-up. All right, you guys, we're going to kickstart off our day with a little T-spine and hip work with our dynamic triangle. So we're going to separate our feet nice and solid in our Sumo Stance. We're going to take one toe directly to the side, the other toe on the angle. We're going to take our one hand to the thigh and one hand to the sky. We're going to keep focusing on that arm up to the ceiling like we had a dumbbell overhead. And we're going to draw the hip back. That's going to start the body hinging. Then we're going to slowly travel down the shin, keeping this arm up into the ceiling, and then slowly come back up. So nice and solid. Remembering that is in the hinge of the body that allows our body to find this kind of sideways position. We're not just bending over. We want to make sure we're trying to stay long in torso as we do this motion. So really focus on that hinge and then only travel down as far as you can feel and maintain that position. Now with that, we have 3 to 5 per side, taking it nice and slow. If you'd like to load it lightly, you can, but that's, again, only if you feel really confident and comfortable overhead. Our next movement is a little different, and we're going to use this elevated split squat today. We're going to play around with this. I'm going to use a box, but if you guys have a couch, a table, a chair that you can use, that's roughly about, we'll say, 16 to 20 inches high. It doesn't have to be super high, but just enough to give us some space and that we're comfortable and confident that it's not going to fall over. I'm going to set my body up so my one foot is on the box. My other leg is kind of in that kind of split squat position, that standing lunge position. So I'm kind of a 50-50 kind of position. I'm going to come forward and down, keeping my hips square to the front, and that knee is going to be over top of that heel. And I'm going to push through that heel, come back to standing. Okay, so the motion, hips are square to the front, I come forward and down, getting that good stretch in that back hip. Hips are square, knees over the heel, and then when I come back up, I extend and push through the heel. So what we're looking at doing in terms of tempo for this, we take it down and maintain that hip position. We're going to take a full breath. Push through the heel. That would be 1. Okay? So the big thing here is listening to your quad, listening to your hip, and only taking it as deep as you can maintain good hip position, so square to the box, and that you can tolerate in terms of the sensation through your quad. It's a nice movement. It's really going to open up those hips, but we do have to focus on keeping those hips square and not catering and tipping and tilting the body sideways. So no twisting, all right? So listen to your body, go slow, take that breath in the bottom, push through the heel to come out. You're gonna do that 5 per side at whatever tempo you need to maintain those positions. So you can take it slow, you can go a little on the faster side, but make sure that we're not rushing through these and hitting those good positions. After that, we're gonna work on bringing everything together. You can work a sumo stance, a squat stance, a hip width stance, right together, and we're gonna work on a good morning. So I'm going to bring my feet into my hip width stance, and I'm going to set my ribs and hips. I'm going to draw my hips back towards the back wall, coming down to no deeper than a 90 degree, and then stand tall. My goal here is to keep that back super straight and hinge at that hip crease as I maintain that good hamstring engagement. I'm going to move really smoothly for 3 to 5 reps. After the good morning, we're going to start warming up the squat, and we're going to use a goblet squat to do that, or an air squat. It's up to you. So we're going to bring our feet into our natural squat stance, so hip to shoulder width apart. My toes are going to have a slight turnout, and I'm going to really focus on staying flat-footed and weight through the midfoot. The dumbbell is going to come up under the chin if I'm doing a goblet squat. If I'm doing an air squat, no dumbbell. I'm going to draw the hips to the heels, keeping that chest up super high. Knees track those toes, and I stand nice and tall through that midfoot. So again, hip to heel, tall body, flat foot, and stand. So I'm going to take my time with those. There's no tempo, but we're warming up, so we want to make sure that we're really just heating up those legs, getting that good squat on, and kind of bringing all that single leg stuff together after the good morning and the squat. As a quick recap, we have dynamic triangle of 3 to 5 aside, elevated split squat on a box, chair, couch, whatever stable, and it's not going to fall over. 5 per side, good morning for 3 to 5, whatever stance you'd like, and a goblet squat for 3 to 5, nice and smooth, or air squat. You're going to hit that for 2 to 3 rounds, rock it, get those legs ready, practice those movements. We're going to hit you up with these movements that are going to be more in the workout right now. So pause, rock it, come and join me. All right, our next phase of work, we're going to start playing with the dumbbell. We're going to work a single arm conventional dumbbell, or deadlift, sorry. We're going to work on staying square and not rotating. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand my dumbbell up to my hip. Now the conventional deadlift is held to the outside of the body, 2 dumbbells, but for our opening portion of our warm-up, we're going to stick with 1 to work on keeping our body square and working that unilateral movement. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep our feet a little narrower. We're going to draw the hips back as we take the dumbbell to the knee. Then we're gonna lower that body position down as deep as we feel comfortable and as deep as we can maintain our back position in that good hinge, just like our good morning. And as deep as we can maintain that square upper body. So we're trying to stay as square through the shoulders as we can and not rotating as we get deeper. So really taking the time down, there's again no tempo, but I want you to move at a pace that allows you to feel that movement, making sure we're staying square, we're staying balanced. Now right after that, you're gonna do a dumbbell deadlift. You're gonna grab 2 dumbbells and you're gonna work on the same thing, just taking the dumbbells down, working through that good range of motion, focusing on staying square, which is a little easier to do with 2 dumbbells, all right? But we wanna make sure that we're focusing on the same key points we did in that single arm deadlift, just with a little bit more load with 2 dumbbells. Now, if you're using a single dumbbell in the workout, you can choose to do a sumo deadlift in place of that conventional deadlift if you'd like, and you would do 3 per side. So you can kind of experiment with that to make sure we're warming up exactly what we need to warm up in this workout. Once we're done our dumbbell deadlift, we're gonna practice that lunge again, but we're gonna start off doing it with a standing lunge. So I'm gonna get myself set up in my squat stance. I'm gonna step 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. So I'm in this 50-50 kind of stance, pretty centered with my weight equally distributed between 2 feet. I'm gonna set my hips, set my core. I'm gonna lower straight down towards the ground, keeping this front knee over the heel, back knee under the hip, under the shoulder, and push straight up. The cool thing about this drill, it's a nice opportunity to warm up the lunge. It's also a nice opportunity to start building strength for the lunges in a dynamic manner, but by controlling your range of motion. So you only have to take it as deep as you can maintain posture and position, and it gives you a chance to do that without having to step into that stance. You're already there, so you can take the time to lower and rise to whatever comfortable range you can. You can also load it in a goblet position if you'd like to, but we're gonna work on 3 per side at a controlled tempo so that you can maintain position. Once we're done those standing lunges, we're gonna move into our butt kick. And again, the butt kick might transform into a cardio piece of choice depending on what you're choosing for the workout. But what we got for you guys today is a nice butt kick. So we're gonna hold our hands at about a 90-degree, holding onto the thumb and index finger a little bit, but not crushing yourself, just holding that imaginary tissue paper so you can hold it in place, but not rip it. Now from here, we're gonna pull with our hamstring, that foot right up underneath of the glute. We're gonna take it back and forth, nice and smooth in that butt kick and hit that pose position. So we're trying to create this nice figure 4 position in that leg and keep that foot right under the hips with tall posture. Now you can take this at whatever pace you like, a nice marching pace, jogging pace, or you can even up the ante and hit that sprinting pace. But we want to make sure that that foot stays under the hip and we're maintaining our good posture and position the entire time. You have 20 to 30 seconds in that butt kick. You could ramp it up. 20 to 30 seconds is a long time. So you could choose to ramp it up, stay the same, kind of go back and forth interval style. It's up to you. So use that to work position and to get that heart rate fired up. Just a quick recap, we have a single arm deadlift in a conventional style, 3 per side. Dumbbell deadlift for 3, the double, dumbbell and conventional, or if you'd like to do a single, you can do a single sumo, 3 per side. Standing lunge for 3 per side at a controlled tempo, and then butt kicks for 20 to 30 seconds. Now remember, as we're moving closer and closer to the workout, let's substitute the butt kick for perhaps a run or cardio of choice, and our standing lunge into the lunge that we're going to use in our workout, forward or back, or variation, I should say. So plan that out, get yourself ready, pause that video, let's talk about the workout at hand. All right, the workout is here. We got 6 rounds of work. We have 22 lunges, normal unloaded lunges at a nice steady pace. Now, our lunge, we have 2 options. We can go forward, we can go back. It's up to you. So I'm gonna turn profile so you can see. So if I was gonna do a forward lunge, I would step my foot forward, lower down, step back. Step, lower, step back. So I'm working on hitting the same points of performance that I had in my standing lunge. So my shoulder, hip, and back knee all stacked in a line, my front knee nice and stacked over top of that heel. So I'm working on keeping that upright torso and staying 50-50 in our feet. Now the back lunge, same thing, except we're gonna work on stepping back and lowering down. So it's a little different kind of balance, a little different engagement, but we're still working on maintaining the same positions as our forward lunge and our standing lunge. Sometimes people feel that the back lunge is a little easier on the knee because it's a little less quad dominant, and that's totally fine. So whatever style of lunge you'd like to work on, please use it. But remember, it's unloaded today in today's workout. We got 22 alternating lunges, then we move into our dumbbell deadlift. We have 11 dumbbell deads. We've covered the dumbbell deadlift pretty heavily in our warm-up, but keep in mind if you have a single dumbbell at home, you can do a sumo, you can do a conventional, but you're gonna half the reps. So you're just gonna break the workout between your hands, 6 and 5, one round, 6 and 5 on the other side, the other round, just balancing it out throughout those 6 rounds. Once you've done that couplet, 6 rounds of lunges and dumbbell deadlifts, you're gonna head out the door, you're gonna tackle that 1,600 meter run or 1,200 meter run, or the cardio piece of choice you choose for this workout, which I'll have listed on the workout description, so you can make this workout yours and create the stimulus that you would like for you today. It's gonna be a great day, it's gonna be a fast little leg burner, it's gonna be a great time. So please, please, please enjoy this one. Send out that birthday love to DJ and Ryan. I hope you guys have a great day. As always, work for quality, have a ton of fun. We'll see you tomorrow for some more fun. Bye, you guys.